Alright, start this video going to quote a little Ellen Watts. The point of life is it's a musical thing and you're supposed to sing and dance as you go through it. So finding that moment in the music where you're in beat and you're the rhythm. So today's video kind of meanders and wanders a little bit as we explore the topic of music, both in Morocco, in my own life, and in position to help empower people and to help them heal and express themselves. So take a journey in a little bit of musical storytelling, and if you stay tuned till the end, you get to hear an original song that maybe you can help make it go viral. And I'm sorry, Grandma, Mom, for the song. All right, welcome to today's episode. Today we will be exploring music. So my experience with Moroccan music is a lot of drums. As you can expect in Africa, we also have these spoons. I do not know what they're called, so maybe the audience could help me out. Are you familiar with the spoons? And the sounds of Morocco were familiar to the sounds of Spain. From when I lived in Granada, in Al-Andalus, they have a flamenco culture, a very strong flamenco culture. And the descendants of this flamenco culture is a lot of this singing in Arabic, as from what I understand, as there was a cohabitation in Spain between the Arabs and the people that were in Spain before. And here they had this mix, which eventually led to flamenco music. So here in Morocco, you could hear that similar style of singing at times, and even that same percussion. I forgot what they're called in Spanish, the carcales or something, but it's a similar percussion instrument. Also here in Morocco, we have two different music scales, as someone explained it to me. We have both the Amazigh people's scale, which has more semitones, and also the Arabic scale, which is slightly different. So I'm not the expert on Moroccan music, just want to tell you some of the things I heard is Ghanaian music is very popular here. You could look up a band, Tina Ririn, which is very famous here in Morocco and both abroad. So that's about music in Morocco. Now I'd like to talk about how music has guided my own life path. I remember when I was a child, I would hear the Beatles music, and this was the first music I really loved that just gave me joy, this feeling. And I remember that as a kid. I had older siblings and they would play this, and the music would make me happy. So since I was a kid, I loved the Beatles, and whenever I listened to the Beatles, I could return back to that time and enjoy that music. So at this moment in the video, I invite you to think about that first song you remember in your life and associate the feelings with that. That's the power of this music, is it could take you back to memories of people, places, feelings. And Old Man at a Festival, Bonnaroo 2011 said, music, it stays with you, man. You can't do sports your whole life, but music, it comes with you, and it only gets deeper and deeper, your appreciation and your understanding. So from this, I really took to heart this idea of music. From when I was a kid, I grew up still with that influence from my older siblings to listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers. When I was in middle school and high school, I got into Pink Floyd, The Doors, Bob Marley, and it wasn't until college that I started to get into hip-hop, especially being from Chicago. There's a lot of that being produced, so there was a lot of the local culture there. Now hip-hop is a global influence. Everyone was going to be a rapper in the year 2010, 2011. But as we grow, our music taste evolves, we get exposed to new cultures, So that's one of the main reasons why I love to travel, is to hear these new sounds, new languages being sung, and to hear the emotion and the sounds behind these words. So I wanted to continue in my timeline of music. After college, I did some traveling, and during this time, I got a guitar. I played at the hostel I was working at. I was living in Australia. But let's actually go back to learning to play an instrument. When I was a kid, everyone joined the band, and I was kind of nonconformist then. Everyone was joining the band. I didn't want to join the band. So I missed that bus, and everyone got their music education through school while I had to go a little bit of a different route with self-teaching. I first played a guitar when I was a freshman in college, so it's 18 years old. I was staying in a dorm room, and my roommate had a guitar. So, not my roommate, my neighbor, he had a guitar. And he let me borrow it. He taught me some chords, and I was amazed at his ability to just play along with whatever I was playing. He could harmonize, he could just play the scale and improvise, and this was something I wanted to do then. I was inspired and I wanted to learn. So from this inspiration, I began practicing in my dorm room with YouTube videos, and my brother-in-law, thankfully he gifted me a guitar, and I was able to practice at home then. And then I took my first trip to Australia in 2009. I was to study abroad there, and limited with my luggage, and with only 1 year experience, the guitar wasn't exactly what I needed to pack, right? So guitar playing went out the window for 6 months, I would say, when I was in Australia. And then I came back to America. I came back to my guitar and started playing a little bit. And then when I was 20 years old, I had experience where I realized I wanted to use my time in a different way. So I sold my PlayStation 3. I quit playing video games. I wanted to focus more on music making. So I traded in the PlayStation 3 and got this beat machine, this Akai drum pad. So you could program in beats, and we would take that to parties and people would freestyle rap over it. And it was a lot of fun. Never made any actual real music with it, but it was a mode of expression that allowed me to be more in the moment. That's what I love about live music and about people making these creations, is that that experience will never be held again. When you sing a song, you sing it unique. When you do your dance, you do your unique dance. And this is where a lot of that power in the vibration of music and the harmonizing of instruments, of voices, comes together to be a healing practice. So after college, I told you I went to Australia. This whole time I was playing guitar, I had lots of injuries and setbacks. I broke my arm 2 times in those years during college. I had 4 shoulder dislocations, so I was in a sling and I couldn't play guitar like this, so I started playing ukulele, and I expanded the instrument range in which I would experiment with. Anyways, Australia, I met this man in the hostel. He's telling me about this band. He says, Nahko and Medicine for the People. You gotta see this band. You gotta see this band. And I was like, okay, whatever. I quit my job there. I was hitchhiking out of town to get to my friend's house, and this guy from the hostel shows up. He goes, oh, Nahko's at this after party. We're gonna hitchhike to this after party. So luckily, by grace, 2 women pick us up and we head to this party, and I'm just hanging out, enjoying the time. It's talk about the universe, past lives. It's a total hippie party. There's laser lights everywhere, people in jacuzzis. It was for the festival of the Byron Blues Fest. The organizer for that fest is their house. So beautiful house full of people. And forget that night, many time went by until I found this man's music again, and it began to make more sense to me. I listened to the lyrics, I was like, hey, this is pretty good. And this band became like a portal to a whole community of people in which I'd meet around the world that also knew this band. And it was like a attractor, a magnifier of this energy. And a lot of the songs are very uplifting about doing your best, finding your purpose, finding your medicine, and using it. So this became the mantra for my work, diving into yoga, and for my professional work was to serve others and to use the gifts I have to help others. And that's a little bit of my music story, how music heals. I know we went a long way from here to there. I try and do these in one shot, so thank you for sticking with me. Now I would like to just share a little song I wrote. So we talked about that Andalusia time when I lived in Spain. I used to go out and party a lot when I was there to help learn the language. We would go to a place called the Botellón. It was this big gathering of young people. Everyone would bring a bottle of beer, and they'd drink, and they'd have their smokes, and people would meet. And I met this girl, Mar, one time, and I wanted to write her a song. Mar, for those of you that don't know, means sea in English. So Mar in Spanish is sea in English. So I went on and wrote her this little song. She didn't understand English, so I could get away with whatever I wanted to say. I just wanted to make it look like I was a creative, improvisational individual. So I wrote her this song. Mar like the sea, Mar like the sea, it burns when I pee, I have an STD. Oh, Mar like the sea, Mar like the sea, which one could it be? Maybe HIV. Oh, Mar like the sea, Mar like the sea, it's an emergency, I need a pharmacy. Oh, Mar like the sea, Mar like the sea, it burns when I pee, it's really spicy. Oh, Mar like the sea, Mar like the sea, who gave it to me? Maybe Stephanie, Katie, or Marie. Like the sea, Mar like the sea, burns when I pee, I have an STD. Oh, Mar like the sea. So I hope a little song could help you smile, laugh, and enjoy your day a bit more. So if you made it to the end of this video, you get the bonus of a song, and thank you for sticking with on this story about music. Remember, music, man, it stays with you. So keep playing, and see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, or share. Thank you.